Catfish regulators. Hey, what's going on, y'all? I ain't got completely set up yet. We're working on it. I drove 45 minutes to a spot and the road was closed. What's going on, fishing chick? The road was closed, so yeah, I just came back over here. It stunk. Drove 45 minutes over to a little secret spot that I've been looking at on Navionics and Google Maps, but it didn't say it was closed. But I get to watch the first cast, so got a bunch of loons out here in front of us. Told you I wouldn't go live anymore without doing this. Nice fresh skipjack head. Yeah, nice and bloody, gooey. That's what we want. That's what they want. So we're gonna give them what they want. All right, let's bomb it. All right, first bait's in. I got half a skipjack for that double hook rig tonight. Got a double hook rig seated in there nice and pretty. Look at that. Whew. Catfish candy. Right. This one right here, we're gonna put a good body piece on. Nice big body piece. Wrap the line. Make it a little bit easier. Do that spine. On the point. These are nice, fresh. Wasn't caught tonight. They're still nice. Try to put this right in between those. A little bit farther out. Wind's blowing right in our face this way. All right, just a waiting game now. We got to put a slip rig on my wife. My wife's with me tonight. She's behind me. Little camera shot. We done fished this spot 2 or 3 times. I wasn't gonna fish it tonight. I was gonna fish that other spot. It's actually on the same side of the river, but it was a lot deeper water out that way. Skull Island. I don't know where Skull Island is. I mean, I could probably look it up, but like I said, I was gonna fish a different spot tonight, but drove for 45 minutes up over a big, huge mountain. And on top of the mountain, and came down on the other side, and they had closed it. And they didn't say it on Google like usual. Yeah, it is. Country boy. I didn't know you was in here. Yeah. What's going on, Bang Rick Boys? Big Cat. I don't really know how to pronounce it, but we'll figure it out, I guess. Let's call you Big Boys. Big Cat. Oh, look at that bite already. That body piece. Look at that. That second rod's tipping already. That's a stiffer rod than them other rods. If that one doubles over, you know it's a monster, because that's a pretty stiff rod in the middle. That's, a friend of mine's out there on a boat out there crappie fishing. He said they've been seeing not penguins, but pelicans out here. I ain't never seen a pelican out here before. I didn't think a pelican come this far inland. I'm telling y'all, man, this thing on Berkeley big game, it don't even want to cut. Oh yeah. I wish I'd have been filming last year, because I actually sat on some rods while I slept in the car all night. Got out there after work. And, I mean, I rebaited 2 or 3 times, and it come about 10 or 11 o'clock. Started getting sleepy, so I just opened the back hatch on the Durango and curled up, went to sleep. Turned all the clickers on, didn't get nothing. Woke up the next morning and went home. Oh, it's in Harrison. Yeah, Harrison's just right across from me. I fished Harrison Bay a couple times. Why is it closed? Do you know? I don't know what happened with that spot. But I mean, it's public access, but they had it closed. But it said temporarily closed. But I don't see it being temporarily closed when they cut a 24-inch tree down across the road right there at the gate. So I don't know. People probably going back there and messed it all up for everybody. Being a cat fisherman, everybody understands that. All it takes is one person to mess it up for everybody. Yeah. Oh, I know. That's what I'm ready for. I went and got me a new tent. Ready for some time off so I can go up to I'm gonna go up to Fort Loudon. Fish Loudon a few times too. Sorry, I'm casting my wife's rod for it. Can't walk on these rocks out here. All right, we're set up. I do have one more rod I could rig up and put out there. What's going on, Kevin? We're I was gonna fish a totally different spot. I know I keep coming over here to the same spot, but I was telling everybody else I drove like 45 minutes to this spot. I've been scouting for 2 weeks, and I decided well, got off a little early today. I'd ride over there, and yeah, it was a 45-minute trip, and the road was blocked. They had a gate across it and a tree cut down in front of it. So, yeah. Thank you, Tennessee. And sold one of my 10-foot rods. I sold it yesterday. Guy I met a few months ago called me and asked me if I had any rigs for sale, and I told him, yeah, I guess. And he handed me $120 for that rod and reel, and I was heartbroken. And he called me today wanting to buy another one because he took that rod and reel. He's from Miami, Florida. He took that rod and reel he ain't never cast, and he flicked it about 20 foot off the bank and nailed his PB Blue Cat on the first trip. So now he's wanting a second rod and reel. Yeah. I mean, he nailed it on that rod and reel too. He had the clicker set, and that rod started screaming because he left his bait rod in the back of my truck and started walking down there to him. We met him, and his rod started going off while we were sitting there talking to him. He took off running, slipped, fell on the rocks. It was crazy. What's going on, Dale? I'm gonna fish a totally different spot Saturday if I'm not working, or Sunday if it's not raining. If I am working Saturday, I'll still go after I get off. We usually only work until about 3 on Saturdays, 3, 4 o'clock. I go fish some shark waters, some 90-foot waters out down there, see what happens. Bass boats, man, everywhere. Fishing line. Yeah, I found all mine. I got lucky and came across it in Eastridge, Tennessee. And I bought 10 rolls of 40 and 8 rolls of 50 right there on the spot. Bought everything they had as far as 40 and 50. That way I wouldn't run out for a while. I re-spool my rods a lot. I'll re-spool them 4 or 5 times a year. rods. It's one spool per rod, so I'm gonna make sure I got good healthy line on the rod just in case that state record or 100-pounder does bite. I got another rod I fish the doors with, and I'll probably restring it. Let's see, just about once every trip when I go fish the doors. And then Wall will chew that line all to pieces. All right, got my fourth rod rigged up. Go get it out there. Put the booty piece on this one. Let this bait go to waste. I won't say it's super hard to catch right now, but it's been pretty tough catching these guys. I'm gonna throw this one out in front of that tree with an angle. There's a big deep hole out there. Like that gets real thick. Just right. I brought. On our old palmetto after dark, I'm gonna put some green on there. Maybe it'll show up a little bit better with the green. Ready to go. Get takedown. Come on, big fishies. It's been pretty all day. I've been hankering to get out here on this water. Been gorgeous like this because we got a big system coming in tomorrow. Yeah, I seen Steve Douglas did a review on that reel, that Big Cat XT. Did a review on it several years ago. It holds a monumental amount of line. You can catch small cats on these rods. I caught a couple two. I caught a 2-pounder on that 12-footer. If you just want the castability, just go with a longer rod so you can cast it out farther. I mean, you can catch big cats or small cats on these rods. Caught a 2-pounder, 5-pounder on these slime cats. You know, we just sit and play the waiting game. Could have went down there on the rocks down there and casted it at least. I just can't get them rod holders in down there, and I don't want to run no clickers if I can help it. Yeah. Moon's about half full. It's peaking right now. Won't be too long for all these bass boats are off the water. Lake came up just enough where I can't get down there and drive them rod holders in. Them rocks stop probably about 2 feet. Well, actually, I mean, there is right there at the rock line. You can find a few spots here and there where you can get a rod holder in, but I don't want to scatter them out too far. Ready for this water to go to full pool. So ready for the water to go to full pool. Got skipjack blood on my cell phone. Huh. This area I'm fishing basically is just a big travel corridor. It's like a secondary channel. It's about 200 yards in from the main channel. But these fish will travel up and down these secondary channels to move up into these bays and stuff. we'll give them a little while, and I might reel them back up and just recast them again. Just try to put them in different spots. If I go down there on the rocks, I can get it out there a little bit farther. I mean, I'll be just that much farther out when I do cast. So. I don't know. I think it's just something about this spot that kind of keeps drawing me to it. It's just so peaceful out here. So peaceful out here. There's a bunch of loons right out here to my right feeding. Diving under the water feeding. Oh, there's a love tap. You can do it, or you can't. Come on, fishy. You can take it. Must thought it tasted good to start with. Could have been a channel. Sometimes the bites happen fast here. Sometimes it takes a minute. I mean, we just got our first bite, so that's a decent sign. I brought a bunch of them daggum glow in the dark things tonight because the light that I ordered came in and it didn't work, so I had to send it back. So I got to wait for another one. They said another one will be here Friday. No, they don't last very long, but I can always change them. Ain't no big deal. How's it going, Eddie? Just sitting out here on Chickamauga, man. I know I keep fishing the same spot over and over and over again, but really and truly tonight I was going to fish a totally different spot. It was like 50 foot of water. It was going to be, God, it was, yeah. I've been scouting that spot for 2 weeks, and today I got off a little early and decided to drive over there. It was 45 minutes out there, and then the road was closed. Yeah, ugly sticks are good rods too. Oh yeah, they're great rods. There's something thinking he wants it. Ready to get my first flathead. I ain't got a flathead yet this year. I usually get them in February, but I didn't fish some of my usual spots in February. There's another bite. That or the wind made it wiggle. I don't know which. But that first rod's got half a skipjack on it and a double hook rig. It's a half a skipjack on the first rod, Second rod's got a big body piece on it. Third rod's got a decent sized head on it. And that fourth rod, that 10-foot rod's got a decent sized body piece on it. It's all skipjack. Still a little too early for the gizzards. I got my phone charger early tonight because I used my phone all the way out to the spot with GPS trying to find it. The phone's already on 18%. So, what's going on, fish hunt trap? Same spot. We've been fishing past few trips. I was going to go to a different spot, as I was telling everybody earlier, but drove all the way out there and the road was closed. They didn't say it was closed on Google Maps, but yeah, you know how that goes. All right. We got some decent sized baits tonight. I'm running half a skipjack on that first rod with a double hook rig. Big body piece on the second rod. Good head piece on the third rod and another body piece on that fourth rod out there. I might reel them up and recast, go out there on the rocks and recast them out. These fish were caught yesterday, so they're fresh. They've been on ice. Kept up out of the ice. I took care of them. We've got enough for 2 or 3 trips, but tomorrow's going to be a rain out, so I won't be able to go tomorrow. Maybe Friday when I get off work, Saturday when I get off work. It's getting to that time of the year where I'll be out fishing a lot, so. My wife's with me too. She's behind me. She's a little camera shy. She's like, I don't want to be on camera. So she's behind me, jamming out to her cell phone or reading a book. She's going back to school. So here comes the loons. Whole bunch of them. Well, in Tennessee, technically it's a lake because it's been dammed off. But all the lakes in Tennessee are rivers because they're always flowing. It's just considered a wide river. Like right now they're running 61,000 and some change through them through Chickamauga right now. So, I mean, I consider them a river, just an oversized river because there's always current flowing these things. They've been steadily dropping a current flow. They started out at the beginning, it was what, 66, no, 70. They were at 71, like 69, almost 70,000. They went down to 66 and then 63 and then 62 yesterday and then 61 today. But we're under flood watches right now because of all that weather that's coming in tomorrow through the southeast. So they're expecting 3 to 4 inches of rain in the Tennessee Valley tomorrow. So they could start flowing the water again pretty heavy. They have got as high so far this year as 98,000 is the highest I've seen them flow so far this year. Last year and the year before, they were up in almost 130,000. So the water conditions are a little bit different this year. Fish have been a little bit harder to figure out this year than they were last year. because the water stayed high for like 3 months. Yeah, it's a secondary channel is what it is. The main channel is on out that way, probably 400 yards, 500 yards out. There's a secondary channel that comes in close to the bank right here and shoots out at an angle to the right. It's just a big eddy current is what this area is. It's a massive eddy current. You can cast it out over that edge. A lot of these fish will travel this secondary channel to go up into these bays and stuff. I'm fishing at Chester Frost, same place I fished. Y'all seen that one? If y'all go back and watch, it was in my first or second live. I was out there on that dock. It's the same spot. It's not the same spot, but I mean, it's same area. I was gonna fish some deeper water tonight, but I couldn't get back there to it. Might go fish some 90-foot of water this weekend. I need to figure out how to turn the do not disturb on this phone so all these things ain't going off. I subscribe to so much YouTube. I mean, the water's dropped, what, 2 feet since the last time I fished this. So they've just been steadily flowing water out of here. Somebody set their alarm off. I'll probably end up reeling up and recasting right. Just we'll give it about 10 more minutes. I'll walk down there closer to the water and just bomb cast them as far as I can get them. Just let them sit. I don't have a light with me, but I got those little glow in the dark necklaces. They last for, I got a bunch of them. They last about an hour, hour and a half. I can just swap them out. I want to try to get a big fish tonight, so I'll probably sit out here for a while. Man, I go nuts if I couldn't fish until May. That's what I like about Tennessee. We can fish all year around here if you can break. I mean, it wasn't that cold of a winter this year, so I fished quite a bit this past winter. I didn't fish much last February and stuff, February and March, because it was snowing last February and March here. So, I mean, I went once or twice in the snow, but yeah, I'd go absolutely nuts if I couldn't fish until May. Yeah, it's been hit or miss around here. That's about the way it's been going, about once every week or so. I mean, you're almost guaranteed at least one fish here sometimes. I won't say all the time, but sometimes. It really depends on where you fish. My favorite park's closed right now, so unfortunately, I'd be fishing down there right now, even with the water at 60,000. I just put 8 to 10 ounces of lead on these rods and just go. I'd only fish with 2 or 3 rods then. I'm gonna order a couple more 12s. I started to order them last night, and I changed my mind on the ones I wanted. I figure with that front coming in tonight, they might fire up feed tonight since everything's gonna go crazy down here. Weather's supposed to get pretty rough tomorrow. I haven't been skunked to this spot yet, so I ain't gonna leave skunk tonight. Well, I hope I don't anyway. I'll give it to about 9 or 10 o'clock. No, that's at half a skip. It's gonna take a good fish to take that one. Well, they're in here. At least we know some smaller ones are in here. That was that half a skipjack. Thought it was fixing to go down there for a second. Oh, a little too fast. Right there. There we go. We can see the tip a little bit better now. First rod just got hit. That half a skip got bumped anyway. Didn't act like a channel cat though. Usually they'll smack it. That was a good little. That was a nice little bump. Like it might have been a good sized fish. I was hoping. So far, that head piece and that body piece has not been bit. That boat was flying down the river. Wish. I hope so tonight. It'd be nice. I have caught my fair share of them. I mean, took me a while to get one out of Carl's boat. I finally got it last week. So, yeehaw, come on fishing. Trying to find my stuff so I can put them glow in the dark tips on there. Right in front of me. Found it. Fell off the seat, so I couldn't find it. Gotta reorganize my pickup truck. I've had that thing for a couple weeks and it's already a mess. What's going on, truck driver? Out here catting, man. I'll go ahead and reel these things up and get them ready for the night bite. I'm gonna walk down there on the rocks and recast. I'll reel them all up one by one and just recast them. I'll walk down there, put some short. That way we can get them out there a little bit farther. Just out here trying to catch a catfish, man. Done had a couple little bites, nothing major. The only thing that stinks about this spot is all these rocks out here, but a lot of times that's what draws these fish in is the rock. All the bait fish get down in there. I'll walk down in here. Recast. I'm not the most athletic person. I don't hit the drop off ledge that time. Definitely hit the drop off. Yeah, a little bit. Maybe y'all can see down in there on cast. Maybe y'all like to watch me send them long casts out. Y'all come down again. Maybe I won't fall. I don't want to make any. I want to make the bush real. cold. See what that 60, 280 yards of 50,000 kilometers that I got on. Tip top shape. Look at the big cats. Chase, no scuff, no nothing. Yeah. Stuff check. Better be safe than sorry. Never know if you might have been on the counter out of there. I always use a Palomar knot for my main knot down to my leader. Super easy knot to tie. Just double it up. Tie that granny knot in it. Just bring everything through it. It works. It's well worth it. Not sets down too much too early. Walk this one down. That's it. It's a little bit easier to walk around. All right, they're all recast. Right where we want them, right on that channel ledge. Now, I was there Sunday and Monday. Whack a cat. I was gonna go fish a different spot. Drove 45 minutes out there and the road was closed. So I couldn't fish it. Unfortunately. Same side of the river, but a lot deeper water and stuff like that. And there was some holes and some humps out there that look really good on my Navionics. I've been looking at it for 2 weeks. I got off early today, rode over there after I did a little bit of running around. So I figured I could probably be fishing around 5 o'clock. Well, drove all the way out there and the road was closed. So I had to turn around and come back. And the road that I took coming out brought me out right here. So I was like, well, maybe it's an omen. So I was like, well, came right back over here. But I was going to fish a different spot. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. So it is what it is. That's just the way it is. I mean, Google didn't say it was what the area is. It's a real it was a real richy neighborhood. And I didn't know it. And I drove up over the mountain, drove up on a mountain, drove down the mountain forever, and then finally came back on the backside. And it turns into public land about halfway down that road. And it's actually part of this park that I'm fishing in. It's just about, I don't know, 20 miles out. And couldn't fish it. So, but I mean, like I said, I've been scouting that spot for a minute. It was 50, 60 foot of water with 70-foot holes that were all reachable by bank. All would have only had to make like a 150-foot cast. So, what's going on, Stan? Is out here trying to catch a kitty, man. Chickamauga Lake on the campground. So, we got good sized baits. We are running some donkey baits. That first rod's got a big skip head on it. Second rod's got a big body piece on it. Third rod's got half a skipjack on it with a double hook rig. And that fourth rod down there's got a good body chunk. And all the rods are out there over that ledge. No, I ordered a light and it came in, it didn't work. I had to turn around and resend it. I had to send it back. I was going to use it tonight if there wasn't any campers, which there ain't any campers tonight. So I was going to take it to that spot because it's in the middle of nowhere. There's no lights, no nothing there, according to Google Maps. But I do have some glow in the dark necklaces, some fluorescent necklaces. I actually even got green in honor of old Palmetto. Palmetto likes that green. Plus, I figured maybe it'll come out a little bit better on the camera. So that's, you just get them for 3 of them for $1 at the Dollar Tree. Crack them. They last about an hour and a half a piece. I got a couple packs of them, so I'll stay out for a while tonight. As long as we can see them on the camera, I'll stay. Even if I have to change them out, ain't no big deal. It ain't that hard. I just tape them onto the side of the rod so I can. But it'll be dark out here. You won't be able to see me, but you'll be able to see the tips of the rods. But I'm gonna stay out tonight. I think it's going to be a good night. I'm hoping it'll be. I figured they might be biting. We've had a couple bites, but no takers. We got some donkey baits in the water, so hopefully a donkey will grab it. That's all that's got bit so far tonight is that half a skipjack and that skipjack head. I was saying it's going to get bad here tomorrow, Roger. That's why I'm out fishing now, because I figure with that cold front, coming in, maybe they'll bite. I don't know. The weather's supposed to get bad here tomorrow. They're talking about tornadoes and all kinds of craziness, which is that time of the year for us. So charging wire probably ain't charging. It did too, because it wasn't 18%, now it's 10. Uh, Thought it was the new wire I grabbed. Might have to buy a couple more, I guess. But I will probably fish a couple different spots this weekend. I should be able to get service down there. I mean, my cell phone works. I don't know if the internet will work down there, but it should though, because I mean, I use it to. I used to watch YouTube when I was down there fishing at night. Sometimes the holes down there, but the current. I don't know if the current's gonna be too strong or what. We'll give it a shot anyway. Yeah, he free lines it. He free lines it whenever he's got clients and stuff out there, just to give him just to get him a fish. But he ended up catching, I think, like a 50-pounder on white knuckle one time, right there below the dam. Yeah, that's how I found. I mean, I found him, and I've met him. I met him last week. He's a good cat, man. He's a good guy. Real soft spoken. He's a real good guy. A prank cat combo. Yeah. How long is that rod, Roger? Was it 8 footer, 9 footer, 7 footer? I don't know. I've probably seen them, but I think they offer different length rods and stuff. I'm gonna order 2 more 12 footers too. I'm probably gonna get a pin squall for one of them, and the other reel, I don't know exactly what I'm gonna get for it yet. I haven't made my mind up. I like the Daiwas, but I want to try something different too. I think that pin squall 30. I think it holds a good bit of line. I mean, it don't need to hold 400 or 500 yards for me. If it'll hold about 300 yards, I'm good. 7 cent. Yeah. Tips on it. They said my new light will be in here Friday. That's what they said anyway. I hope it does. Well, I'll have some light for Saturday and Sunday night because I'm gonna start staying out later and later. There's a bike. Look, tap. Yeah, that's what I gotta do. I gotta get me a new wagon. Buddy of mine was complaining that, matter of fact, that night that I was fishing out there at the river and I was on Stan's Live. At the end of that night, he talked me into selling him my wagon. I needed a bigger one anyway. So I told him, I was like, yeah, sure. I'll sell it to you. If you want it, I mean, I'll sell it to you. I sold it to him. I just hadn't got around to getting me one. That's what I've got to get, the one with the big tires and a little bit bigger, these 12-foot rods. So that spot is nice. I can just pull up to it. I'm right here. I mean, my pickup truck's right beside me. So, but I might fish that spot, but I'll have to go out there like early in the morning or earlier in the afternoon and walk. I think it's like a 2.5 mile walk. So I'll have to have my, and then plus through the woods. So that's just 2.5 mile walk on the road. And then I'll have to walk through the woods to get to that spot. So I'll probably end up doing it. That spot just looks too appetizing, man. I got a feeling you probably pull a monster out of there. There's already been, I know a couple boat guys that's out there, and he pulled an 80 and a 50 out of that spot. I didn't realize I could get to it. So I realize I can get to it. I'm gonna fish it now, but I'll just have to park the truck and walk in. There you go ahead and rig these things up since it's dark. Hey, look, a fish. I can fire up headlights. Fire fish lights. Y'all can see it. I'm going to get this thing rigged up tonight. It lasted about an hour, hour and a half last time, I think, give or take. Oh, let go of it. Reeled down on it twice. Maybe he'll come back. I'm going to get the other rock. On there, I'll put it down. How's it look on the camera? I see them pretty good. Yeah, that looks a lot better than the orange ones. I just have to start using the green from now on. What's going on, Michael? Yeah, them first two rods are getting bit. I don't want to mess with them right off the bat. I mean, I don't know. See them slime cats show up good under it with lights. I get them other two lights. I get that set of lights in. It's gonna be good, I think. Thought I had the fourth one. I guess I forgot it. As cheap as these things are, I could put two of them on there and it stands out a lot better. But I mean, I think one of them, I think it's 16 inches long, so it stands out. I get it pop in my head. I can use out here when there's campers and stuff. I don't bother them with bright light. That bright light that I ordered. That light that I ordered is, I think it's 1,000 lumens, 4,000 lumens, and 8,000 lumens. So it's super duper bright. It's got three settings on it. You can tell I still ain't broke down and put that reflective tape on that darker rug yet. I'm 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 a catfishman. I'm a bad procrastinator. Put it off to the side. Probably see it. Right. We can tie it. I'll turn it back. Y'all can tell, but that last rod's getting a bite. Wait for him to just snatch it, just drag it down. Something like that. I'll turn the headlights off. All right, that's what it looks like. No lights on. Hey, you can see I'm good, can't you? Got all the rods spread out, probably about three, maybe 4 feet apart. So I mean, they're all kind of even intervals. So I mean, that one right there, that closest one's about 20 feet in front of us. So it's 20, 24, and 28, and 2 feet away. So I mean, but if you got them in person, they're super bright. They are super duper bright in person. What's going on, Fox Hunter? Oh yeah. I mean, that way you ain't gotta, like, if you got some neighbors or something like that, you can just use these, man. Like I said, they're only three for $1. I mean, I bought like 40 or 60 packs of them. I mean, so they'll last a while. I mean, you could put two of them on your rod if you wanted to, just to make even more of it glow. But I mean, don't hinder the caster. Nothing. If you want to cast or reel the fish in, just hold your line up. I just use clear Scotch tape. That's all that's holding it on there. One at the tip, one at the top, one at the bottom. It was handling the cast just fine last time I used them. So there's activity around. I mean, the fish have been moving, so they're moving around. Maybe we can get a big one. There's something just jumped out there now. Fish are moving. My light should be in Friday. I mean, I'll sit like this, but whenever we get a bite or something, get a takedown, we'll turn the lights on so we can see while we're reeling in and stuff. For now, we'll just use the headlights on the old Ford pickup. Dodge is at the house. I haven't been driving it. I drove. Oh, the story I was going to tell y'all. We were down there getting bait at the dam, Chickamauga Dam. Well, somebody seen a mink running through the rocks. People was throwing at fish, feeding it. Well, this one guy got the bright idea of trying to hand feed it. that that mink went right past that fish head and grabbed him right on the finger. Man, that fella screamed like a little girl. Oh man, you don't mess with wild minks. They're vicious little creatures. They are so mean. I've had ferrets. I love ferrets as pets. No, I mean, and I don't know. I mean, some people will tell you it attracts the fish. Some people will tell you it scares the fish off. I mean, opinions vary from person to person. So the light I got, I can put it right here beside me and shine up, or I can shine it out. It does all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, man, we hit that poor fella with screaming and hollering. He shook his hand. That mink finally let go. That mink went flying. Oh man, everybody just looked at him like, why? I mean, why would you even try that? That's a loud radio on that boat. They are, man. They're vicious little fellas. There's a guy subscribed to on YouTube. He trains them and uses them to catch rats and rabbits and stuff like that. And when he first get them, I think he uses two welding gloves on his hand because he always adopts them and then trains them. Then he gets where you can handle them without gloves or anything. But when he first gets them, yeah, he's got like I think a welding glove under like a raptor glove. You know the gloves that the guys use for the birds and stuff. That's what he uses to handle them when he first gets them because they're so vicious. He said when they bite, they just don't let go. When I left here last time too, there was a big, huge raccoon up there on the road trying to sneak in here on us. On up like 2.0. Have raccoons chasing us off so they can get our bait. What's going on, Epic? Out here trying to get some kitties, man. We got donkey baits in the water, buddy. Half skipjack and skipjack heads and big body chunks, and yeah, we're gonna let them sit. Y'all get to where y'all can't see those rods. Let me know. I'll fire up the lights. Look at that radio. So that dude is freaking half a mile away, and it's like he's right beside me. Yeah, y'all let me know when y'all can't see them, and I'll go get some more. I think they last about an hour, hour and a half. I just like it dark when I fish. It's just easier that way. So a lot of times I'll sit here and fish without any lights on because you can still use the moonlight. You know, use the contrast from the moonlit sky. You can still see your rod tips. When you going on your next epic adventure, Tim? Hold on, country boy. Hoping we have an awesome takedown tonight. I hadn't been fishing too late past dark, but I got to work in the morning. But it's supposed to be raining, so ain't no biggie. I'll just drive in, get my 2 hour show up time, and leave. I'll leave in 5 minutes from where I work. Ain't no biggie. Like most mornings, I don't even get up till 6:30, quarter to 7. I gotta be there at 7. Yeah, possums get real. They get real mean when you're around their babies. A lot of times they'll just hiss at you and run off. That's what I love right here. All you hear is the waves breaking. This is why I do this. This is so relaxing. It doesn't get any better than this. Nice moonlit night, sitting on the riverbank or lake bank, whichever you prefer. Holy crap. Dude, that's messed up. It's even worse. They did it by email. They didn't have the guts to do it over the phone or to your face. That's so messed up. But you and Sean both, or just you, or that's messed up. Yeah, people, I mean, I don't see how companies can do that to you like that. I mean, especially when you give them that much of your life. None so far, camo catfisher. Had a few bites, but no complete takers. But they're in here. We'll probably get, hopefully, we'll get us a traveling fish. We're fishing a secondary channel. The main channel is about 500 yards out, but I'm fishing the secondary channel about, I don't know, right out here in front. But you can't see the tree now, but there's a tree to my right out here to my left, probably about 60 yards out. That channel comes in, the secondary channel comes in close to the bank. Then it shoots out in an angle to my right into the river. But this is just a big, huge eddy current right here. And that this channel, the primary channel is 50 feet, and then it comes up to 20 feet, and then the secondary channel drops into 40, 45 feet. There we go. Got another little taker. They're nibbling. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I worked for the Rock Quarry for years and years and years. And like, I mean, just hours on end, 80, 90, 100 hour weeks for years. And it's like, dude, I need some time off, man. I just need to go to a decent schedule. If you don't like it, there's the gate. I'm like, really? Come on, man. I mean, I gave you that much of my life. You just don't care. I don't understand it. What you do in your own personal time is your business, not theirs. And they don't own you. It's not like, I mean, it's not like it's the military. Yeah, they did that to my aunt, country boy. She sued the crap out of them. She got to a certain age. She worked at the hospital for like 20 or 30 years, 40 years. I don't know how long. It was forever. And they forced her out. She sued the mess out of them. She got a good chunk of change. But yeah, I don't understand why companies want to treat people like that. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's YouTube. So what? I mean, what you do on your own time is your business. It's like my company. I mean, I actually had one of the bosses tell me, Tom, I was like 5 minutes late last year because I was down there fishing. I was working night shift. I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I lost track of time. I was fishing the doors right there at the dam. And I looked at the clock and I was like, oh crap. I hauled butt, jumped in the pickup truck or the Durango. It was the Durango then. Jumped in the Durango and hauled butt. I mean, I wasn't 5 minutes late. He was like, where you been? Said I was fishing. He's like, "How dare you have fun when you're not at work?" Like, really, man? Come on. What's wrong with you, fella? I know. Yeah, they'll find. I mean, they'll find younger people to do it. But funny thing is, they lose production for a long time because they have to retrain that guy. And that's what happened at the quarry. I was like the primary loader operator there on a 992, and production dropped when I left for a long time until they got bought out by a big huge company, and they brought in like they got three huge loaders and like 10 100s. And yeah, heck yeah, Epic. We'll help you out there. This catfish community, man, go live. Push that live button and see what happens. That's all you got to do, man. Push that live button. Or better yet, put a PayPal account. That way you get all of it. We'll help you out, man. We're all one happy family, buddy. Like I said, you don't have to do it on YouTube. Put a pay. If you ain't got a PayPal account, make one and put it on there. Push that live button and you'll get them hours. You'll get them watch hours, man. Like I said, put that PayPal account in the description. You'll get the help you need. We're here for you. Come on, fish. I know y'all here. I'm still in short sleeve. It's so nice out here. Shining bright. Whew, there you go. What's going on, Lee Evans? Well, Epic, you need anything, you got my number, man. Give me a call. I know I'm like 27 and a half or 53 hours away, but if you need anything, just give me a call. Oh yeah, he does custom furniture, and it was gorgeous. So when he starts his company, y'all look him up. Not only does he have a catfish in mind, but he's also got one heck of a furniture design mind. He makes gorgeous furniture. Yeah, man. If you do PayPal too, you ain't got to worry about YouTube taking their cut, but you'll get the watch hours. That's what you're needing. Use it to get them watch hours. My camera gear is gonna come in next week, so I'll start filming myself. All right, later, Camo Catfish. I appreciate you coming in here, man, hanging out with us. There you go. Man, you got endless opportunities, dude, with the mind you have. I'm telling you. I was something got a little cat. The first three right up front, I know they're getting. I mean, I know they're starting to dim out. I'll re put them things back on, or I'll just use the headlights for the pickup. Still waiting on my light to come in Friday. But 12 footers. But all that's about all I use is surf gear. The first three are 12 foot, and the last one's a 10 footer. But I'm probably like, I don't know. I might just go ahead and order me two more of the Slime Cat 12 footers. I like them rods. I really do. I'll probably go to 5 or 6 12s. Tennessee doesn't have a rod limit, and I just love the castability of these 12 footers. You can just, I mean, 120-yard cast is nothing with these rods, especially if you back it with a good reel. But I'm not gonna go with the Daiwas for the next two. I might go with the Penn Squalls, 30 or a 40. That's right. We got your back, Epic. Everything's cool. But yeah, I mean, I love surf gear. I piddled with it a little bit back when I lived down there in middle Georgia, South Georgia. I mean, middle South Georgia. It's like 4.5, 5 hours from here. So, but yeah, I played with them a little bit down there, but I didn't really need them. But when I got here, I was like, man, there's just so much more opportunity with this surf gear. Like you can pinpoint baits 100, 120 yards out. I mean, if I put a dropper rig and even just I won't say a huge bait, not even a tiny bait, but like a good 3 inch cut, I mean, you can cast them 130, 140 yards. With just a sinker, I was casting almost 150 with just a sinker, just a 6 ounce sinker. And those Daiwa 50s. But I'm not getting away from the Daiwas, but I'm gonna try a different brand. I'll go with the Penn Squalls. Because I heard they're like, and they cast like too. So we'll only give something else a shot. But it looks like the rain lasted a bit more.
You still see them on the screen. Decent. That last one's starting to die out a little bit, but you still see it. Yeah, it don't take long to switch these things out. But they're two of them's the 12-foot slime cats. One of them's the Bass Pro brand. Ocean Master. It's a super duper light, but it's real stiff. But it's like half the weight of the slime cats, but it's a stiffer rod, and it only handles 12 ounces, where the slime cats handle 20. And I have throwed whole skip, like a whole 1 pound, pound and a half skip on the slime cats. I can only throw them about 50 yards, 40, 50 yards. That's about it so far. But if I go with like a 10-inch skip, you know, I haven't tried one that size yet. But I got almost 100, I'd say about an 80-yard cast. Got an 80-yard cast on it with half a skip on there, but it's a good skip. It's a big skip, really on that one. I mean, it's not for fighting the fish. It's all just about the castability. It's just all about the distance. Sometimes you just got to reach out and touch it. I mean, I'm not saying you have to fish deep, but I mean, in this circumstance, I mean, I had to cast at least 70 yards. And the farther right, to the right the rods are, I got to cast farther because that channel goes out at an angle. So that's where that 100 yard, 120-yard cast. Yeah, I mean, these haven't even popped yet. Like, I mean, I'm throwing a 6-ounce lead with half a skip. I don't know exactly how much that weighs, but that's got to be in that ballpark, 13, 14 ounces, maybe 15. And it didn't even pop or creak or crack or nothing. Now, this is just how you whip it. I mean, I kind of let the rod load up and then I just lunge it. I just surge it, you know. Is it? I mean, it's got a lot of whip to it. I mean, they're good limber rods, so I've got some spots where I want to throw whole skip. Like I don't have to throw them out that far, but I've got some spots about a right. I wouldn't say right below the dam, about a mile down. That there's some holes, but the current's real strong there, so I have to throw a bigger sinker with a bigger bait to get it to stick where I want. That's the only thing that stinks about bank fishing. I love bank fishing, but it's the current factor. I mean, you cast it right where you want it, but you can't get it to stick because of the current. So I mean, but if you use a heavier lead, you can get it to stick a little bit better. That's where getting something that handles the weight, and you can throw a bigger bait too. But like during the summertime when the current slows down, I can go downtown and I can make those long casts, when the current's only at 12,000, 14,000, and I can hit those deeper holes and they'll stick right in them holes right where I want them. The current won't wash them down. I don't know. I don't know about a grapple sinker. It's just too rocky, I think, for them. That's why it's so hard to get them to stick here because it's all rock on the bottom, and it just kind of just bounces down the rock until it finally finds either a little nook and cranny or something like that. I'll throw the. I mean, that's why I throw a lot of dropper rigs too. The break off rigs. I'll put a 6, 7, 8 ounce sinker with 30-pound test or 25-pound test on the bottom. That way that I can get it to stick exactly where I want it to stick. Even if it gets hung, it don't matter, because if that fish grabs it, I mean, I'm throwing a 50-pound mono. That 25-pound mono will snap, then you can fight the fish. So I'm gonna do some videos on that too, down there fishing the boils, doing that exact thing right there with those rods. But you're gonna use one rod at a time. It'd be too hard to manage too. I mean, even putting a 10 or a 12-ounce lead on there, I mean, if you're going to catch a 60, 70, 80-pound blue cat, to me, it's worth losing a 10-ounce lead. So, you don't use the sinker just for the distance. I mean, you use it to stick your bait right where you want it, because I'm a firm believer in the Navy Onyx. I mean, that's how I found this spot. It's how I found that last spot that I went to earlier and I couldn't get to it. What's going on, Katie? But I mean, you just use it, especially if you're a bank fisherman. You just use it to get your bait to stick right where you want it. You want it in that certain spot, because I mean, let's just say you've got that current channel, or that channel wall goes down through there, but then all of a sudden it drops into even a hole, even if it's just a couple feet difference or even a foot difference. A lot of times, them catfish will lay down at the bottom of that hole, but that's where you want your bait set, right there in that hole. But if your sinker ain't heavy enough, it's just going to wash it right out of that hole. Or if you want it on the edge of the hole, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's hard to pinpoint it exactly from the bank, but if you can get it within the region of where the fish are at, they'll find your bait, especially a good oily bait like a skipjack. Welcome in, Kate. It's the first time I've seen you in here. Welcome. Sitting out here on Lake Chickamauga down here in Chattanooga, fishing for the weather comes in tomorrow. Had a few little taps and stuff like that, but no major takedowns or anything. I mean, I've been before I moved up here and met Carl. I'd only fished in a boat maybe 3 times in my life, maybe 4 tops. Other than that, I've been bank fishing. So I love the bank fish. It's fun. A lot of the fun is just trying to find you a good spot to go. You got to come on down here, man. Come on back. Pay us a visit. I think Hooks is trying to plan a trip down here, but I think he's going to the James first. Speaking of the James, Stan, I need to get with you. I want to make a trip up there. I want to fish that river for the end of the year. I got Lyle's tournament hopefully in April if I can go. They put us on 6 days a week, so I don't know if I put in for it. No, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm gonna start putting videos out. My camera equipment comes in next week, so told you. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna get a boat this year. I kind of just put it on hold with the economy. I got to see what it's gonna do first. I love the bank fish, so I mean, you'll see me on here a lot. You'll see a lot of videos from the bank because I fish on a lot. Comes on pre-spawn, post-spawn, fall. Yeah, I fished well over 100 days last year. I plan on doing it again this year. But yeah, if you didn't hear Katie, I mean, I'm fishing with surf gear. The rods are 12 foot tall. The first three is 12 foot. That last one's 10 foot. see, man. You'll love it down here. Probably be a little hotter than what y'all are used to up yonder. Best time would be if you did come down, it'd be the fall. That way it ain't 110 degrees with the humidity. That's why this is what you'll see a lot at night when I'm fishing, especially summertime and stuff. Either first thing in the morning or when I get off work, I'll go get everything get set up, and then I'll start fishing about 6, 7, maybe about an hour before dark. Then I'll just sit there till the sun comes up. I do that a lot, a whole lot, especially on days I don't have to work. But I'll still fish till midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning, even on the days I have to work. Um, Casting the surf gear, it's really not that hard. I mean, I know it's, I don't know, I know what you say. I don't know exactly. I mean, it seems like you might not be able to, but once you cast them, it's just like casting the short rods. But believe it or not, it could actually be a little easier because you just get leverage on that weight, that bait, all that. You just whip it. I mean, you don't have to like throw your whole body weight into it. A lot of times you just use your arms and just flip it out. Like, I mean, you can get a good 60, 70 yard cast, 80 yard cast just flipping it because you're getting that leverage. But the biggest thing too is when you do use the surf gear, the fight's on you. It doesn't put the fight on the fish because the fish has the leverage on you when you're fighting the fish. So it can be more tiring to fight the fish on the surf gear as opposed to the short. That's why you see the guys in the boats, they use the short rods. So it puts the fight on the fish. I mean, it will strain your back sometimes. I mean, I fought a fish last year for almost 45, 50 minutes. I got a little bit of a video on it. A buddy of mine shot it. And it was a 45-minute fight. The current was at 77,000. And I was fighting him on a pier. And it was just it was a battle of epic proportions. It was one of the longest fights that I've fought a fish. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to tie into. I mean, I caught a few bigger fish. I got that one from on Carl's boat. You've seen it on my YouTube page. That's the biggest fish I've caught from his boat. It was a 60, 65 pound fish. I finally got the bad juju off the boat. So, I mean, I'm primarily a bank guy. So, fighting a fish in a boat is a totally different animal than fighting them on the bank. Them fish will wear you slap out on that boat. They'll wear you out on the bank too. But it just seems like it's an easier fight on the bank. It's not quite as bad. But if you've got that current, if you fight that current too, it's yeah. Yeah, that's why yeah, I mean I caught that one on that pier last year, man. It was man, that fish did not want to give up. Because they'll what them fish will do, they'll get out there in that current, they'll fight you for a while, and then they'll turn into it and open their mouth. So you're not only fighting the fish, you're fighting the current. They'll open their mouth as wide as they can open. So it just turns into, I mean, it's like a 5 gallon bucket trying to reel in a 5 gallon bucket. Yeah, I'm gonna fish curve this year too. I'm gonna travel, man. I'm going out. I'm gonna plan a trip down to South Georgia, the Altamaha River. A lot of people hadn't heard about that river, but it is teeming with monster flatheads. They have a tournament down there every year, and yeah, that river is just teeming with monster flatheads. Like it's almost it is. They have decimated the shellcracker population down there. Yep, that's right. That's exactly right, Epic. That's what that one did. But see, I wasn't fighting them hard. I wasn't trying to even fight that fish hard. I mean, I knew what current I was in. I just picked up on it, you know, and then it started swimming up current. I realized, oh yeah, this is a big fish. And then about 5-10 minutes into it, that's when the fight was on. It was awesome fight. It went out. It went out into the main channel, turned around and came back towards the bank. Went back out into the main channel, and then he made that last turn into the bank. That's when we finally got him. No, I mean, a lot of these fish will fight you. I mean, they will fight you to the death. I mean, that's the point. I mean, that's what you're trying not to fight them to the death. You want to release pop, regenerate the population. And that fish was not going to be led anywhere. He wasn't having none of it. You can catch big fish on small baits. Big baits don't mean big fish. I mean, you catch small fish on big baits. You can catch big fish on small baits. But it don't have to be a big bait to catch a big fish. You just use a big bait to get that scent out there. That's what I grew up fishing was lakes. I mean, we moved up here from Florida, what, 80? We never fished when we were in Florida. We never got active like in the outdoors until we moved up into Georgia. And that's what we fished on was the lakes. And I started targeting the big fish when I was, but I mean, I fished, but I didn't really target big fish until I was in my 20s. That's all we ever fished was lakes. And a lot of times you had to drive to the dam just to see if they were running any current. So, I mean, we fished Lake Oconee, Lake Sinclair. It's not like the Tennessee River where you look on an app and see what they're running at any given time. You had to drive an hour to the lake because you wanted to fish right behind the dam or you wanted to fish the river below the dam. But you had to drive just to see if they were running the current to see if it was even worth it. Because a lot of times the bite there wasn't worth the darn if if the current wasn't flowing. Yeah, I mean you don't have to have current to catch the big fish. I mean, there's big fish down there at Lake Sinclair, Lake Oconee too, 40, 50, 60 pound fish. I'll grab my jacket. have my jacket. I think I left in such a hurry. I left. Oh, got in a little coat. Yeah, the reason why they fight harder in the current is one because they're in the current, so their muscles are built up a lot better. And the reason why they're more aggressive, what's going on, Bullet? The reason why they're more aggressive is because of the current. The fish, the bait fish swim in the current and stuff like that. They have to chase their bait down. But where at a lake, it's just, I mean, they might have to chase it, but they don't have to fight the current. But that's why they're so strong because they are. It's just like fish in the ocean. I mean, you know how strong the current is out there, and it makes them stronger, more lean, just lean, mean fighting machines. That's what it does here. Same thing in the river currents. The fish just get stronger, especially the big rivers with a lot of current, like the Mississippi, like epic fishes. I mean, like you said, I think what the average current there, epic's what, 3 miles an hour, which is insane. If our water gets 3 miles an hour, ain't nobody fishing it. I mean, that's almost 200,000 cubic feet per second or whatever. Maybe not, but I mean, you know what I'm saying. It's just that's that's why the fish fight so hard because one, you're fighting the current and you're fighting the stronger fish. They built their muscles in the current. So the aggressive part comes from fighting with other fish if there's other fish nearby, because them fish will fight over the bait. I seen what kayak catfish video out a month or two ago. He was literally reeling the fish in, and there was two more fish following that up, trying to take the bait. That's where the aggressive part comes from. Not yet, Dustin. Had a few bites, but nothing major. No major takedowns or nothing. Night's still young. Yeah. Well, that right there will make for a strong fight too. 10 foot of water, because you're not having to fight them up. I mean, they're right there at the boat when they come out of that 10 foot of water. So the fight, it's not. I mean, it's not really much of a fight. You have to just fight them out. No, I'm good, man. Well, I mean, if you fight the fish for an extremely long time, just take your time to revive it. That's all you got to do. Rock it back and forth. Put it. I mean, eat like in the summertime. If you have to walk out in the water with the fish, walk out there in the water with the fish. If you're fishing from a boat, you just stick the water in the fish and you hold his mouth until he gets ready to go. And you trust me, you'll know when he gets ready to go. Either he'll snatch away from you or he'll bite down on your hand, whatever. He'll be ready to go. But all you have to do is just revive them. Take your time to revive them, make sure they're good and healthy, and let them go. If they don't revive, they end up floating off. I mean, it is what it is. It happens to the best of it. That's like catching stripers in the summertime. I mean, I love catching stripers in the wintertime. You just let them go into the cold water and you let them go. Striper, they don't like the hot water. They stress real easy. They die real easy. So, yeah. Well, they stay out of the current. They find those holes in those wing walls and stuff like that. That's where they lay. They don't want to lay in that big, heavy current all the time. Just because the current's strong on top don't mean it's strong down there on the bottom. That's what I found here. Like, I mean, that's why I picked this spot because there's a hole right there that current flows across that hole. Well, the current don't go down in the hole as strong as it is up on top. That's why you use Navionics, man, because your Navionics will show your rocks and stuff like that, your brush piles sometimes. I mean, a lot of times it changes. Fish will lay in the brush piles for current break, lay in between those rocks and in those holes, stuff like that. Like this spot right here ain't nothing but a travel port. That's all it is. There really ain't no fish living in this area. Not right here anyway. This spot right here, they have to travel through it. Comes up. Turn on my own radio. I gotta freshen up those loose. Shed a little light on the situation. I'm gonna change those glue sticks since they're starting to dim out. Yeah, but see, a lot of those are that's the travel corridors, right? I mean, what's going on, Big Slim? We're gonna sit out here for a little while. I might reel in and check these baits because I mean I have been having a few bites here and there. I'll start with that 10-footer down there on the end. I'm gonna freshen these glow sticks up. The ladder came off when I was reeling it in. Still here, almost cut. Somewhere.
bait thief got it, or it came off when I was reeling it in. We'll walk down these rocks, get out there by the water, and cast out. And also get a little bit farther, a little extra 20 yards. Back just a second.
checking my mic. It's all good. Let's get Jackhead still. Feeling pretty good shape. I don't know. I'll cut another one. I don't ain't no good anymore. Hey, y'all, I'm just replacing all these things right here and checking baits and all that good stuff. I want to try to get a good fish tonight, so. I got some 50 pound. Cut some bait. Y'all can see it. Fresh. Put it on double hook rig. 50-pound mono for the main line, 80-pound leader. Sitting there just the way you want it. Nice fresh skippy. I do have a lot of other spots where I don't have to walk right this up down these rocks, but there's ain't no way to drive them rod holders in the rocks down there, so. Right. Closed it. I got a bunch of different colors. Yeah, I just use regular clear tape, y'all. Just regular old Scotch tape. Tape it on. Don't take nothing spectacular. Just make sure you don't tape your line to it.
So, hopefully we get us a big fish traveling through here tonight. I burned that thing, y'all. I got home. I had to fight with that 50-pound test is almost impossible to break. Lord have mercy. Back up. Georgia fishing Tennessee River, y'all. Oh. Last two of them broke off. It's all right now. We got plenty of sinkers, plenty of hooks. All right. We are not bait poor. Got like 10 skip. Well, I had 10. And that's 3 rods out of the water, but it won't take long to get them. Pretty easy. Oh. Put 2 pieces on. Other ones. Let's put that bait. All right. If I can help it. That's right. Back with y'all in a minute. I'm trying to get all this stuff squared away. It's been a minute since I lost 2 rigs at the same time. Always a bank fishing. At least on the get this recasted out. Cast it. You hear an initial splash and that secondary splash. That is your bait coming off when you cast it. Cutting up skippy head. These other two rods might have to be re-rigged again. Appreciate y'all hanging out in here while I'm doing this. Night, Lee. Appreciate you coming in, man. I'm still here, bud. You know how fishing is. I hung up on two rods.
It's fishing. This is the epitome of bank fishing. Ask it. Up down there. Who's gonna wait? Huh? Huh? That nighttime bike trick's playing on me. We're gonna put a blue one on this one just because I already cracked it. Guess we'll find out. This one already busted, so I was gonna put another green one on it, but it happens. Sit down and do some more catfish talking. Stuff. It's all right there, already ready to go in the truck. I'm just running just standard Carolina rigs. All right, John. I just run sinker slides too, like a lot of folks do. It's a standard Amazon sinker slide. Took me getting two sets, three sets. This is the third set to find out which ones actually work with the surf gear. The yellow ones I bought snapped when I casted. The clear ones snapped. I got these green, got a bluish green one. They don't snap. So it's nothing more terrifying than when you whip out that surf rod and you hear that sinker buzz by your ear. This is better than cracking you in the back of the head, but still pretty chilling. Not gonna get cracked in the head by one of these bad boys. I'm just gonna run about a foot and a half, meter or two. Standard. Foot and a half, 2 feet. Sometimes I run short. If I know there's timber out there, I'll fish a 1 foot. Just snail them on with the no-knot snail. Easy peasy. It's a 10 aught, sorry, 10 grams. For every aught, that's a 9. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So, swirl. What? Bunch not feeling it. Tell you what they are, really carb. Those are ready. Take a look at that at the same time. Oh, okay. Yes, body section. All right, I'm back, y'all. Sorry about that. This is real fishing. Take the big caps going on. Chatty Fox Hunter. Appreciate y'all still hanging around. A lot of work going up down them rocks. I cast my bait off, broke 2 lines. This is fishing. This is real fishing right here. Crap, or purple. I guess it's purple. No, purple don't show up for darn. Green shows up good, but that purple, nah, not so much. I cracked it. I figured I'd just put it on there so I didn't waste it. Whew. Sorry it took so long, though. It happens sometimes, though. As I went through all that, we'll give it to about 11. Try it again tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Either Friday or Saturday. Tomorrow's gonna be right now. Yeah, live action. That's right. I mean, y'all know how it is. Y'all are catfishermen. I mean, I know I had 23 people in there when it all started, but plus it's getting late too. People's got to work, so this is how I fish right here. I mean, it's gonna be late at night a lot, especially in the summertime. So it'll be a little bit better. I mean, I could have used the light tonight if it hadn't been messed up when I got it. So, Brandon, there's crazy up there. Probably sure it's probably stripers or carp or something like that. Yeah, I'm back, y'all. Sorry it took so long to, but it was all mass chaos. Oops. It was mass chaos. Broke 2 rods off. Went cast one, slung the bait came off, which don't happen very often with skipjack. I wonder why it did that. I mean, it's super fresh. Was caught yesterday. Been on ice. Ain't been sitting in the water. That's one thing about skipjack. Let it sit in the water, it'll soften that bait up. I'm gonna re-ice it tonight. Weigh in. Put the waters in there, drain it off. Drop some ice, I'll dump them out. And I always bed mine. The little cooler I got, it's not super huge, but I'm gonna it'll hold a bunch of skipjack. I'll bed mine in. I'll put about 8 to 10 inches of ice on it, and then I'll bed the bait down in it, and I'll put more bait on top of them so they don't spoil. No, they're good for a week or two. As long as you just keep them with ice, they're fine. Could freeze them, but nah. I don't mind frozen bait all the time. Usually I just catch what I need for one trip. This time I got enough for 2 or 3 trips. So I can go fish. With what I got, I can fish Friday and Saturday. And maybe Sunday. Depends on how the action is. I'm not gonna fish here Friday. I'm gonna pick another spot. I'll get on Google. Stuff like look around, see what we can find. Find a snow spot. Still a pretty night. Really is a pretty night. Oh, here's crickets. Here's a late night takedown.
Give it 45 minutes. Happens. Round everything up. Hopefully we can get a bite from them. I don't know if they just start biting all of a sudden. We'll give it a little bit longer. I don't even know if I can. Hope they got locked the gate on me. Say you're supposed to be out of here by 10, but somebody said you can go around the gate. They don't lock you in. So I think some fish and stuff. Do have another spot out here I can fish with the wind not blowing. Should have went out here. And think about that. I don't know how the camera will play with the sun though, because the sun's over there on that side. But it's right around the corner. I think it's in the main channel too. I think it's the main channel of the bay. But there's a lot of brush and stuff out there too. But yeah, I mean, if you get hung up, get hung up. Yeah, I've got a couple places near Saudi where I can go. Like one's a boat dock. Because I mean, you know how Tennessee is about fishing off their boat dock. I don't know if I can actually fish off that boat dock. But there are some. There's like a little slough back there where I can fish. Like it's a big water eddy current. It's a big deep hole back on the back side of a notch. But I don't know if I could really fish with these big rods because it's not very open. I do have shorter rods. I mean, I can break out eights, nines, sevens. I don't have any 7-footers. Shortest rods I've got, other than my bait rods, are 8 feet. Yeah, there's some places around Saudi that I can fish. I need to do some research up there. There's a boat ramp up fish. A lot of fish up there on Loudon. I haven't fished Loudon since 2019. Maybe back up and fish. Got a few spots. Several spots around Loudon. I don't know if I can draw it. It's all wrong. But in that case, I'll run it quick. I don't have a problem. Sometimes it's pretty exhilarating to hear that thing just start screaming out. It's crazy. It gets nuts. As we just lock it down and let them swim into the hook and then reel down on and drive that hook through. Now it's not black. You look, you see the fluorescence. This is how I like to fish. I've got, I've got another light. I'll order a light. If we catch a fish, I'll turn the headlights on the pickup. I ordered a big bright light that I can just turn on when I get up out the seat, so y'all can see me reel the fish. It came in and tore up, but this is how I usually fish, a lot like this. You see the fluorescent tips, the little glow spots. That's all the tips of the rods. The first 3 rods are 12-footers, and that last one's a 10-footer. See the rod tip go down. You still see them, Regs? next time I. I'm just a normal everyday guy. Yeah. There you go. Well, that's what I've got out. 4 rods, 3 12s, and a 10. I know that purple don't show up that good though. But I cracked it, so they got to see my turn. So get a takedown. Lights on. Got to watch my fight. It's just normal fishing. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. It's pretty cool fishing like this, man. I mean, because your eyes can adjust to the nighttime, you can see. You know, I mean, ain't no sense in blinding the crap out of yourself or anybody else around you when you're fishing and stuff. Not if you don't have to. I mean, it's like two buddies just sitting out here on the riverbank. I ain't got no big. My wife's getting up, just like trying. Looks like it could be a skunk night. It happens. They get the best of us sometimes. I'll run the light sometimes, but I kind of like it like this. It's just peaceful. So if you have the lights, you know, your bugs and stuff won't chirp. You'll annoy the people around you. I'm in a campground, so I can't have super bright lights flaring the whole time I'm on. I mean, there are some campers, they just moved in over here. So I don't want to, I like coming out here fishing. I don't want to make it people can come out here and fish. If y'all can hear the bugs, man, but it is super peaceful out. Moon was shining pretty bright. The clouds, they're starting to, yes, because it's rain's supposed to come in first thing in the morning, like 7. I think it's at around 1 2, something like that. Yeah, man, that's all you need. I mean, you don't have to have super duper bright lights to sit out here and fish. I mean, like if I wasn't live, I wouldn't even have the lights on it. I mean, because I can see my rod tips. I can see my rods good because you can use the sky as the background, so you don't really have to have the lights on them. I got them on there so you can see the take. Because a lot of times these takedowns would get violent. Just, yeah. Like I did Sunday before I turned the camera on. I enjoy nature. That's why I love doing this. This is my relaxation time. And moments like earlier, you know, you get frustrated with it. But I mean, getting hung up happens. I mean, hung up, you get hung up more as a bank fisherman than you do a boat fisherman. But I mean, everybody gets. Just have to buy more gear if you're a bank fisherman. That's why I get my stuff in bulk. buy 100, 200 hooks at a time, 100, 200 swivels at a time. My leader line comes on a big, huge half-pound, three-quarter-pound spool. Fishing don't have to be expensive. Buy the mustad, even wide depths. Buy them 50 at a time for $17 on Amazon. I love mustads. One of the baits we're throwing them when we came out here for one fish, one big fish. All right, I will, Rex. Is it under catfish regulators? I mean, I'm horrible. I'm horrible with. I'm sorry if I don't know everybody's names that's associated with their channels and stuff, but I mean, I'm horrible with names. It takes me forever to learn names. I remember people by their face, but a lot of times I can't remember their name. So I mean, if it's under regs on Facebook, yeah, I'll find it. Or just send me a message. Send me a message. That way I know it's you. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Avid's page and stuff like that. I mean, I'll just use my personal account. I don't have one. My Gmail is fishingwithbigmike@gmail.com. No G on the fishing. Fishing. It's FISIN. FISHIN. Sorry. I went to Peach County High School. Just send me an email. I don't get on Facebook very often. That's the only time I really get on there. I mean, I'll see like when Creole drops something or Avid drops something, but I mean, I don't really get on it that often. Look at that. There we go. Oh, he let go. Dang. Come on. It's the third time tonight that's happened. Thought it was going. I really thought it was going to go that time. He let it go. You see that rod playing regulators? Well, it's plain as day for me. I just don't know if y'all can see it on the camera that well. I like everything. That's right. Thought for sure that rod could go down, y'all. Man. Yep. It's on Facebook. Fishing. Thought he wanted it. That's a hit piece. It's a hit piece.
Pretty good size bait. I didn't put big baits.
I don't take it.
This is a Roman. This is a travel corridor, so and you kind of have to travel through here to find it. Grab it.
He's still playing.
Gotcha. I got it.
Take. That was a tap. That's 3 times.
And if he is on it, he's not. He don't have any size to him, but
Fish pop. Oh, crap. Good. Third raw. I mean, that third raw is getting played with. So, what's going on, Mike Turner? Welcome to the party. The late night. Third raw's been going off. Ain't nothing major, but haven't had any major takedowns anyway. That's a pretty decent sized bait, so it's going to take a pretty good sized fish to take it. Been up since 6. You know what time I got? Well, I woke up the first time at 5. Got up the first time at 5. Got up at no, sir.
All right, you'll have to pack up and head out. The gate closes at 10 o'clock. But
Uh,
technically, you're not supposed to be on campsite.
Really?
Yeah,
I
there's signs everywhere that say campsite. Campsite.
Man, I fished here so many times. Ain't nobody ever said anything.
Yeah, I say usually we don't say that until we camp.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. All right, y'all. Sorry about that.
All right, all right. Come over here. Name, sir, is it? Like, go up, top side, make left, come right, right. Like, you feel like go down the camp, turn right.
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's all right. If you want to, I'm back up.
Yeah,
I just have to do. I have to do.
I got you just doing your job. Ain't no hard feelings.
All right. Have a good day.
Yes, you too, man. Be careful. All right, y'all. I gotta go. I didn't know I couldn't stay out here past 10. I've been fishing out here so many times. It's funny. Park ranger said, "You gotta go. 'Cause I don't have a registered campsite." Yeah, I know, my girl. Miss Crazy, man, dude, you know how many times I fished? I mean, what? Fished here Friday, fished here, or fished here Sunday, fished here Monday, fished here all these times. Probably been fishing 50 times before that. No, not one time has anything, not one thing has been said. What's going on, MR? We're getting ready to pack it up, man. We're getting run out of here by the Rangers. He said, since I'm not renting a campsite, I can't be here for the thefts and stuff. But yeah, man, we're just staring at glowing tips on fishing rods. But that stinks too, man. They were starting to bite again. At least on that third rod, anyway. He said I could take my time, so I might take my time a little bit. Should. Yeah, I'm going to start reeling up, y'all. I'm going to turn the headlights on for y'all.
stuff. So, you know, we'll check that third rod last, just because that's what big enough set is sucking the guts out of that skippy head. Wasn't a huge bait that's going around. It was still a big bait. That's not I've been fishing up there before. If I have to rent a campsite, that's what I'll do. Perfectly fine with me. I'll try that other spot he was talking about. Sorry about that, y'all. I wasn't expecting it to end that early. I was going to stay till 11, a little after 11. Oh yeah, yeah. It happens, man. I mean, he said the other guys just wasn't doing their job properly. I wasn't. I ain't worried about it. No, dude, they've been driving by. That's what I'm saying. Like the other guys have been driving by. He said just I must not have been at work. I'm like, well, it is what it is. I guess I should have just lied to him, but I ain't lied to him. I ain't a liar. It ain't worth it.
line don't get you nowhere. But I appreciate it, y'all. We'll see y'all probably Friday. We'll see y'all Friday. Yeah. I got plenty of bait, so I'll probably fish Friday and Saturday after I get off work. I'll holler at y'all, man. Appreciate y'all watching. Later, y'all.